Hello there everybody. So today I figured I'd make a video showing off some rocks that I've been polishing. Over here we have just a pile of rocks that I have collected on various beaches along Lake Michigan or Lake Superior. Over here I got some purple jade. This is actually a piece of quality quartzite. I have some thulite from Norway, some blue chalcedony from Turkey, and then we have this is a Botswali agate that I had cut and I had tumbled. And most of these other ones here are all Mexican agates from the Chihuahua region. Pretty sure this is Moroccan agate. I'm not 100% certain on that one. This is an island agate here. And I have this piece here that I'm not sure exactly what it is. I'd gotten a box with a whole bunch of slabs and stuff in it, and none of them were labeled, so I really don't know exactly what this is. We have a Brazilian agate here, and then some more Chihuahua agates back there. So I'm not really going to show these ones here too much, the ones that I had found. Some are really cool. This is just a piece of a shirt that I thought had some nice color and a nice shape to it, but I like the bluish grayish stuff that we find. Get a lot of white shirt also. Pieces of quartz and quartzite in there. This piece here was really cool. Some really cool patterns on it. Just think it's a piece of shirt or something, but still it's pretty neat. I almost thought maybe it could be an agate. Had the potential, but so I decided to cut it open, and still I really like this one, no matter what it is. And this is a piece of amethyst that I found not too long ago, so I was able to get this in the batch, the other ones. These ones here, I always like to find these and tumble these. These are the ones that I mostly go out looking for along the beach. I have this pinkish cream color to them. Sometimes they get fossils in them. This one kind of had some really interesting patterns to it. Looks like it's got quite a bit of quartz in there, but held up pretty good. So I like these ones a lot. Oh, pretty color. And a lot of times you find fossils in them too. That's usually a bonus. Here, more of a white and yellow piece of shirt. Still really nice to tumble. This one I thought was really pretty. Got some really pretty colors in there. Lots of iron staining. Pretty cool. One of those pink ones. I got some more of them tumbling right now also. This is a pretty cool piece of feldspar. Like feldspar and quartz. Had a nice little shape to it. That'd be a nice one for a pendant or something. Probably what I'll do with that one. But yeah, a lot of these sometimes too. When I'm getting in the further step, when I'm tumbling, if it looks like I need some more space, more media, then I'll just take these smaller rocks here. I've already tumbled them. They're nothing amazing, but they're perfect to put back into the tumbler and keep retumbling with some other rocks because they're the perfect size. They're already rounded and they're already smooth, and it's not gonna hurt anything to tumble them again. So that's probably what I'll do with a lot of these and smaller ones here. This purple jade turned out pretty well. Really tough stuff. Didn't really have any problems with this at all. I like this stuff. Doesn't have a super high shine. It's got a pretty nice shine, but I think it was just the batch that I had tumbled them in. Some of the other ones didn't really turn out that great, and I had to repolish them, run it through the last two steps one more time. I didn't do that with these, but because I don't think they're that bad. I think they got a good enough shine on them, personally. It's got a really pretty purple. Fairly expensive material, but I'd have to say it was worth it because it's really good quality. Can't remember exactly what country that came from. Might be Turkey also. I'm not entirely certain. Oh yeah, this thulite was my first time tumbling in it. It turned out okay, but these all of this is. I had 3 rocks and they're about this size, and all that's left is this here. So each one of these rocks, it just shrunk down considerably, and so now I know not to let them run in the first step as long, as I can with these pieces of agate. You can leave them in step 1 for quite a while, but not so much with with these here. They weren't breaking and they weren't fracturing. I guess I just didn't notice that they were shrinking so much when I was letting them go. But anyways, yeah, they turned out pretty good. I would just recommend if anybody tries tumbling some, not to leave them go so far in step 1. Blue chalcedony turned out fabulous. Really nice stuff. Like the sky blue color on that. It's like the blue lace agate you get down in Africa there. This part of the rock, it's really soft, and you can see it didn't really tumble too well. So I had to really grind a lot of that off, and even after they came out of step 1, some pieces I had to go back and cut and grind down again. And took a while to get these pieces as nice as they did. Really took a lot of effort on this blue chalcedony here, but it's definitely worth it. Didn't lose a whole lot of material. Doesn't really got a lot of banding in it, so I wouldn't really say it's agate. Somebody might want to say it's blue agate, but it's just chalcedony. It's still really pretty, really nice material. Be nice to make some cabochons or something out of it, I'm sure, if that's what somebody wanted to do, but I'm not really into making cabochons too much. Alright, so this one here, was one that I had cut in half, and I was wondering what it would look like on the inside, and it had already been tumbled before. Normally I don't tumble a rock and then cut it in half and retumble it, but that's what I did with this one. And for some reason, I can't remember which one, it's the only time it's ever happened, but there was a dull spot. Everything else was tumbled, was polished real nice, but there was a perfectly round, so I don't know if it was like laying flat in the tumbler and it just, I don't know, but it had, I had to repolish it, so, but they turned out pretty good the second time. Really liked those there. Not 100% certain on this one here. It's got some parallax. I don't know, it was like a calandria agate, or could even be a Moroccan agate. Usually when I go to the gem shop to look for rocks, there's only certain ones that I really look through. And I'm pretty sure that that's where this one came from, but then I cut a bunch of calandria agates too, and I can't remember if this was one that I had cut and ground down or whatever. Either way, it's pretty nice, whatever it is. Turned out pretty good. It's got a nice shine to it. Good banding. Not a lot of color at all, but still a pretty nice agate. This one's really cool. This was a Picacho agate, and I didn't really cut it. I just found it laying in the bin, and so I trimmed it up and ground it down a little bit, and then threw it in my tumbler. And this stuff here smoothed down quite a bit. I knew it was going to be a good looking agate once I left it go in the tumbler for a while. It's got a little bit of a light pinkish purple color to it also. A lot of the Picachos, you really don't get a lot of color in them. They're just kind of plain, but they're nice. Mostly white and yellowish golden color. Every once in a while you get lucky and find some amethyst purple color in there, but and then this one here kept getting little rocks kept getting wedged in in there. It was no big deal. Don't really care about getting a high polish on the inside in there, but it actually works out a lot of times. It protects it, the material in the rock inside there. So if you have like some druzy or something and you don't really want it to get polished down, sometimes, you know, it's nice the rocks will get wedged in there, and you still end up keeping that druzy pocket. A lot of rocks I have that I don't really worry about it at all, and after they come out of the final step, you can still see that nice little druzy pocket in the crystals, and just because a little piece of ceramic or something got wedged in there and protected the agate. That's a nice one. Cool. It's got a really interesting pattern on the back side of it here. Pretty smooth. Just like all the little intricate details and patterns in there. Got this, not too often you see these here. You get these agua nuevas, and it gets this really light green, mossy look. Really don't find too many of these at all. And this one was really cool. It had a nice pattern to it, but it needed a lot of work done to it. And I can see why it was still sitting there. A lot of times people just want, you know, big solid nodules. They want to cut them open themselves and find the you know, hopefully they're really cool pattern on the inside. A lot of broken off pieces. Sometimes people don't want them. They just look right past them, and I think this one's really awesome myself. So yeah, I figured I could do something with that one. I'm glad that one turned out pretty nice. So that's the Agua Nueva. This one is really good. It's got some fractures in it, which is unfortunate, but the color and patterns make up for it. That one is just fantastic. I love that deep red. It's got some really nice tight banding. It's got the purple kind of orangish color. So there's a couple different seams that they mine this out of. This is the better one. So this is like the premium quality. Costs a little bit more than some of the other ones. Same with this one here. End up getting some really nice patterns and colors and tube structures there, whatever. Yeah, I really like this one. I like the mossy stuff there. Plume, whatever you want to call it. Gorgeous. Man. Looks really cool with the light passing through it too, I'd say. Really nice. Whoop. I think this one here I had purchased separately, and I think someone had just put a polish on the one side of it. It was okay, but I thought it would look better if the whole thing was polished myself, so that's what I did. This one turned out really nice. I like this piece a lot. That's pretty wild. It's got that little pocket in there. That's pretty cool too. I like it. How cool is that? And these pieces might have came from the same one. I might have cut it in half. I think that's what I did. But yeah, this is the better piece, I think. Just gorgeous. I love this stuff. Agua Nueva and Koi Needles are probably my favorite Lagunas. A couple more pieces. I had tumbled these before, and I really wasn't pleased with them, because this is like carbonate, whatever material. doesn't take a very good polish at all. You can see some of it's kind of soft and you get a little bit of undercutting, so I had to let it go in step one a ways to make sure that this was nice and smooth before I let it go on any further. It turned out much better. I'm happy with it now. Looks okay. Same with this one. You can kind of still see it there. It's not as bad as it was before. But when it's all real shiny and it looks real nice, and then you get a patch like this, and it'll, you know, just you can feel it with your finger. It's kind of gritty feeling. It's still soft. You don't want that at all when you're tumbling rocks. And sometimes it's hard to notice it in the pre-polish and the steps before it. So you almost just kind of have to look for it and recognize it just by looking at it. And it's just one of the things with this type of agate that, you know, sometimes you'll get this on the outside. Same thing with koyamitos. Just really want to make sure that you get it all ground down before you get it all the way to the final step and you're tumbling it. Really cool little patterns there. No, I take it back. I thought this is the one that I had purchased, and it was just cut, because that's a pretty flat cut there, and I didn't cut that. This is the one that I had purchased and decided to retumble it. I'd say the shine is still it didn't have a bad polish on it when I bought it. It was just kind of a you know, like, that's not really all that impressive on its own, I think. So, and this piece here had a big kind of fracture on it, so I had to had to grind that down. And but yeah, I think it looks better with the whole thing, all of the rock shiny versus just that one flat side. Turned out pretty decent. You know, I just had to leave it in step one for a while, but I think it's an improvement to what it was before. So had a fairly significant fracture on the outside of it, but I was able to cut past most of it and save this piece. So you can see there again, it's got see those little holes there? Well, the polish gets in there, and sometimes it just it makes those even bigger. You'll think, oh man, this rock's looking pretty good. You get it to the first few steps, and then you'll take it out of the polish, and you'll be like, what the heck? Like, there's no way I would have let that, you know, put that in the final step. But yeah, some of that microalumina wreaks havoc. I think these ones here I used the super cerium oxide, which is there's cerium oxide, and then there's like the super cerium, which is more purified. It's already expensive stuff. It's more expensive than the regular cerium oxide, but this is that Brazilian agate. I really like the blues and like it's like sunset gold colors. All this stuff just really gives it character. There's a neat one. not the biggest fan of Brazilian agates, but sometimes there's one that, oh, that's really cool. But they're nothing like lagunas or agua nuevas or coyamitos or, but they're still pretty nice. Let's see, and then we have the island agate here. It's a really nice pattern there. Turned out pretty decent. These are like some type of carnelian of some sort. I'm not sure where they came from, but really pretty golden colors. Yeah, it's really neat. Love that golden color. So pretty. This one's got some nice yellow in it too. I think this is a Moroccan agate. I'm not entirely certain. Might even be a coyamito. I don't know. I don't think so. Maybe. But just kind of looking at that outside material there. But it was very undesirable. Couldn't even really see any pattern or banding, anything on the outside. And when you hold it up to the light, it looked like it had something inside of it, but had some fractures. And I had this for the longest time, so I really can't remember where I got it. But I'm guessing it's either from Morocco or it's a coyamito. I'm not really certain. But like I said, there's only certain agates that I even look at. And but anyways, let's just take a look at it. This is what we got on the inside of it. That's really pretty. So I guessed right. I was pretty certain that there was probably going to be something nice on the inside of it. So there's really not a whole lot to go off on the outside of it. I might have just seen a little bit of yellow or something. It kind of reminds me of like an egg or something. And I could see why nobody would have wanted it. It's kind of a nasty fracture there, but I think it's all right. Pretty agate, I think. But yeah, you can probably see why, I just, for the longest time, I never really did anything with it. Just looking on the outside, I didn't really have a whole lot to go off of, and just had this and a couple fractures. But had I known that was on the inside of it, I would have cut it open a lot sooner. So, you just never know sometimes. Let's see if we can get a better look at this one. It's got a little bit of a piece that broken off there. It's okay. It's not too noticeable. And it's so thin there, I'm sure if I tried doing any better, it would just end up breaking or something. So that's as good as it's gonna get. But it's kind of a neat one. Probably one that I would give away. I'm not sure what I would do to it. I think somebody else could probably make something and do something better with this than what I could. A lot of people like green, but I don't know. It's pretty cool. Let's see. Then most of these pieces in here are. This one I think is actually a Sumatra agate. I'm not too sure. That might be a Picacho. I don't know. This looks very similar to Sumatra agates that I cut. A lot of times I have like little geode pockets in there. But anyways, yeah, not too crazy about that. But you know, there's nothing you can do about that. You don't want to grind it down because then you're left with nothing. So yeah, I think it's all right. It's not too bad. So a lot of these smaller ones are Moctezumas and Koimitos. But the Moctezumas, you get a nice pastel colors in those. I'm thinking that's what these white ones here are. I've never cut open a white agate before. It's pretty weird. It's kind of hard to see the patterns on it unless you hold it just right. But you know, no light passes through it at all, really. I mean, a little bit, but it's not really all that translucent, so it doesn't really qualify to be an agate, but I don't know. Whatever. Not too happy about that there. It just kind of started happening as it kept tumbling, but I decided it'd be okay just to let it go. Nothing wasn't gonna hurt anything else by being in there. It just, yeah, interesting. It's worth looking at, but I'm not sure. I'm pretty certain that it's a Moctezuma, but I don't know. A lot of these little pieces in there work real great for carrying the grit and cushioning the larger ones. This one's definitely a Koimito. It's got that orangish band in there. You get a lot of, if you don't get purple, a lot of times you'll get orange. The two colors you mostly get. This one here. Looking at the purple in that one. Got a little geo pocket surprise. A little bit of banding there. It's really hard to clean that out. That looks all right. This one's really pretty too. I like that one. That one turned out pretty nice. This one was a Moctezuma. Got a little bit of a purple in that one. You can see more of the purple color there. It's hard to see it when you really have the light passing through it. You have to take the light off of it to notice it, but that's a neat one. And then sometimes I find pieces like this, just like the rind. A lot of times they're bigger nodules and they're hollow from cavities in these Koimitos, and so sometimes I'll see like a nice little piece like that, and I'm like, you know what, that's really cool looking. Just the outside of it there, so I end up grinding that down, and it turned out to be pretty good. Another one that I think's cool. The cat was wanting to jump on the table. I had to stop my foot to keep her from jumping up here. But yeah, I think that's really neat. Really, really light pink and purple. Almost kind of like some orangish colors in there. A little bit of blue. It's pretty cool. It's a neat little pseudomorph piece. This took a lot of work. I cut it and grind it and cut it and grind it and finally get it to a shape that would tumble up nicely. But that's really pretty though. I think it was worth all the effort. Turned out okay, I'd say. I think those are all the noteworthy ones worth looking at. I hope you guys enjoyed looking at all these. I'm probably going to make another video showing the progress of the rocks that I'm tumbling now, so expect that in the next couple days. So, thanks again for watching. Until next time, take care and rock on.